All right. Welcome to the latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. And you guys know I always wait a few moments just to make sure we're streaming live, making sure that you guys are in here before I do all of the official introductions and such. So I shall wait for just a moment. But for you guys who already see me, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a wonderful night. Bad news for the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys, going into the bye week, as it says there in the title. Bad news. So like I said, let's give me a second, guys. I want to make sure you guys are up in here. Yes, you guys are. There you guys go. So let's do it. So first and foremost, man, we're going to do our introductions. Bear with me just a second, guys. You know, if I don't forget one thing, I forget another thing. I've been doing a lot better with sharing the stream before the stream, so you guys have given me that feedback. But what I've forgotten to do is share it here on Twitter. So let me do that. So I've gone away from, you guys having to watch me text on the show, but I'm sharing it on Twitter right now. Just did that. So now let's get back into the nitty gritty. So welcome, folks. Again, we always delay the intro wait for you guys to get in here, so we'll say it again. Welcome to Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, brought to you by the Steel Basement. And this is week 7 that we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers bye week. We'll also take a little bit, take a quick look at some of the footage from the Charger game. I'm really just going to focus in on some of the things that I want to see us clean up. We'll take a look at the first play from scrimmage from the Chargers, a nice pass to Henry. And then we'll take a look at a few plays down in the fourth quarter. Again, just kind of trying to figure out what happened with the coverage and how we gave up those touchdowns. And then we'll talk a little bit about, the state of the Steelers right now. And I guess we'll probably go into that right away as I'm going to introduce the bad news. We'll take some phone calls and you guys know how this thing goes, right? So before we get started, let's definitely jump in here, man, and give a shout out to the guys, the early viewers. I always do my quick intro. What's up to Michael Garmin, Rail Facts, Steel Cards? He says, hey, man, been a while. I appreciate you coming back, man. I appreciate that. Wide Diggy, Jerry McCray, Ali Howard, Steve Williams, Mr. Abs, my boy Kenyon in the building, Jason Winningham, Drew Cagle, Clifton Milliner, Gold Drip, King Guru, Steve Williams. I've said your name twice. You're a lucky one tonight, right? My brother Tony in the building. Me and Tony went and checked out that Joker on Monday. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Not gonna say anything else. And guys, please don't spoil it. For anybody who hasn't seen it, don't be a spoiler in the chat. I'm just saying, I'm gonna give it a big thumbs up. Also, we'll read a few more names. Jay Waller, Big Marv, Lanisha Hayes. Hey, how you doing, Lanisha? I remember that name because she donated to me. And let me just say he or she, because I don't know. I'm assuming it's a she, but could be somebody signed into somebody else's account. I don't know. So if you want to tell us, great. But if not, I appreciate whatever you are. But I remember this person because they donated to me outside of YouTube on PayPal. So that's how I remember the name always. And last but not least, Jay Vega and everybody else, man, shouts out to all of you guys. We'll get to you perhaps later in the show. What's up, Debbie? I always got to say what's up to Debbie. So let's get into it, man. Bad news. Bad news for the Pittsburgh Steelers going into the bye week. Obviously, y'all know our injury situation. And if you don't, Stephon Tuitt, guys, he is out for the season with a pec. Now, I remember on Sunday night, I might have had this wrong. I said it was Stephon Tuitt that had a pec before, but I think Tuitt, I get it confused, man. And then I listened to the Steelers Depot. I listened to their podcast yesterday, and I was even more confused. One of them had a pec injury, and one of them had a bicep injury. If my memory's correct, because I think they said it backwards on the podcast, I think Cam Hayward was the one with the bicep a year or two ago, and then Tuitt had the pec. Am I right with that, guys, or am I not? Maybe I have that in reverse. So I say that to say this. If it was a pec injury, I hope it's not the same pec, because you injure the same thing over and over, that can leave, definitely leave some lasting injuries, going forward. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was another, maybe it was the bicep that Tuitt had before, and maybe it's the other side. I don't know. But either way, that's going to be a huge blow to our defense, man. Huge blow. For you guys that haven't really been paying attention, Stephon Tuitt has been playing the best football that he's been playing, since the Steelers. Like, his second season he got off, third season or something like that. One of them seasons he got off really, really good. But this looks like he was about to have a career season. It's unfortunate, not only just from the defensive standpoint as a whole, but for him. I hate when that happens to any player, even if it's not a Pittsburgh Steeler. You look around the league, there were some more people who got injured, and they got season-ending injuries at this point. People who got injured, week one, season-ending injury. I just hate that for athletes. Yeah, they're getting paid and all of that, but at the same time, if they like me, they like playing the game. And anytime you got to sit out because of injury, really not something that you can control, it just sucks. It just sucks big time. But let me check the chat, man. Maybe some of you guys can... Which one of them had... Clifton said Tua is going to be missed. All right, which one of those guys had the pec? Did either one of you guys say that? Mr. Bergland says Cam had the pec, Tua bicep. Okay. So I had it wrong. Shout out to Steelers Depot, Dave and Alex. I love you guys. They had it right. So I was wrong Sunday night. Excuse that. But yeah, so in that case, great. Great in a way of it's not this reoccurring injury, but sad face at the fact that it's an injury period and he's going to be out for the season. But if there's any, if we can look at any bright side, we see that Cam was able to come back from it and bounce back, and look at what Cam is right now. So there you have it. So, what else, guys? We got a little bit of more news here, man, as far as, the Steelers making a few moves. I don't have them all here, but the one that stands out the most, LT Walton was re-signed. I don't know if you guys heard about that. LT Walton back on the staff. Now, I don't know if some of you guys are going to dance or you're going to do a thumbs down or what have you. Clearly, they had to make a move for depth. What's interesting, though, is it makes me wonder which guy is going to be the rotational piece. What I mean by that, you would assume that Bugs is going to get a helmet now, right? And for you guys that don't know what I mean, because I have to not assume, I've learned that, and I've gotten some feedback from some people who do view. I'm not going to say names, but some people don't know all of these things. They don't know the football terms. They don't know how the game actually works. They don't know about rosters, etc. So I'm going to try my best to always explain things. So for you guys that don't know, you hear me say a lot, and you hear, media people say who's going to be active on game day. It's a 53-man roster, but you can only go into the game with 46 active bodies. So every week, you're going to have some players, and the term that they use, you're going to have some players that are down. It's going to be 7 players that are going to be down. They're not going to dress. They're not going to be available to play. Bugs has been on that list for the last few weeks. Obviously because the guys in front of him, you're going to keep those guys active more than you want to keep Bugs. And then there's other scenarios with injuries. You got to keep extra receivers when a receiver is out, or if a cornerback goes out. Steven Nelson went down. We had to bring up Justin Lane, right? And we saw Justin Lane, playing as a gunner. Because of that, you had to cut somebody else. So there's always somebody's not going to make it. And if there's a position that you have to fill for that day, then you might have to cut somebody else elsewhere, right? Which is also the reason why if we did keep Tuzar Skipper, if we wouldn't have let him go to waivers, we might not have seen him and UG3 dress on Sunday. One of those guys were probably going to have to be inactive. So that's kind of how that goes. But anyway, Bugs has been inactive for the most part. But now we're bringing in LT Walton. It makes me wonder which one of these guys will be active. Will we keep both of them active? Because essentially, you're only replacing one position. You're replacing Stephon Tuitt. So you take one guy and put him there in that spot, and now that still leaves an extra defensive lineman that's not going to dress. So I wonder how the Steelers are going to approach this. Are they, A, going to promote Bugs and give him the fresh go? A younger guy, seems to be, has a little bit with him. Give him the experience and let him play. Or, B, are you going to go with LT Walton because he has experience? He knows the Steelers defense. He's done a few things when he was with us. Or, C, are you going to dress both of these guys? And if you do, who's going to be the guy that's going to sit in their place? You know, what position are you going to pull from? So you got to think about all of those things, man. So very, very interesting to see what's going to happen there. Let's speak on a lesser degree. Another roster move. Fred Johnson. And let me just say this, guys. And I know Tony told me when he was here Sunday that you guys usually can't hear background stuff. But where I am in the basement, the steel basement, I'm right above the kitchen. My wife is probably washing dishes. I can hear water running. So if you guys hear a little trickling of water, or if you hear her talking, she's on the phone. I'm not in the office, guys. I'm just giving y'all the heads up. But believe it or not, people complain about that stuff. But if you don't hear it, then that's just me telling you something that you didn't need to know. So whatever. But yeah, here's another roster move to a lesser degree. Fred Johnson. Fred Johnson was claimed off of waivers. I believe it was Cincinnati, I think it was Cincinnati. I could be wrong there. But yeah, Fred Johnson, you know, was another casualty to waivers. This was a guy that Steelers liked, you know, a UDFA, but he showed some promise. He made the team, and you know, they had to make that move, and I'm assuming they had to make that move because of, again, going into the Chargers game, you got to come with a different game plan. You got to go into the game with your best 46. They had to make a move with Johnson, and there you have it. He's claimed off of waivers before he could circle back. Same thing would happen to Tuzar Skipper, because a lot of people thought we just cut him outright. They basically was hoping that he was going to come back. They thought he would pass through waivers. He didn't. Giants scooped him, and that's what happens in the NFL, man. It happens all of the time. We've claimed guys off of waivers before. You see what I'm saying? It's just a business thing, and it is what it is. But we'll see. Hopefully neither one of those come back to haunt us. I've been meaning to check and see how Skipper has been doing. I just haven't had a chance yet, but I'm interested to see how he's actually doing with the Giants. One other thing I'll talk about, man, that before we show the film, that really doesn't have anything really directly to do with the Steelers, but it does affect our division. If you haven't heard, the Ravens trade one of their linebackers, somebody young, I can't remember his first name, but they trade one of their linebackers to the Rams in exchange for Marcus Peters. Yes, Marcus Peters, the cornerback, started with Kansas City, went to the Rams, number 22 for you guys that don't know him by name. He is now a Baltimore Raven, and this tells me a couple things. Kenyon brought this to my attention when we were texting earlier. Maybe this gives us some insight as to how long Jimmy Smith will be out. Because then, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Peters does play on the outside. And I think he has played inside as well. But remember, Tavon Young was their slot corner that they lost earlier on in the season. Or before the season, I believe. So this makes me feel like Peters is going to play on the outside. And we're going to stop real quick, man. I'm going to give a round of applause to the donator here. Quick round of applause. We appreciate that. Round of applause, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but it looks like Elan Mickey. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he says, brother, sending my love from Melbourne, Australia. Love the show. Watch everyone on Reply and watch the Steelers live every week. Love your work, brother. Listen, man, love you as well. I appreciate that. I'm very humbled by that. You know, you in Australia, and through the power of the internet, you find my little old show. I really appreciate that, and I definitely appreciate your donation, so hats off to you. But yeah, Marcus Peters, man, he's now a Baltimore Raven. Makes me wonder what the Rams are doing, though. Talib, you know, Aqib Talib is out on IR. Now no Marcus Peters? Jalen Ramsey, maybe? Let's keep an eye out. You never know. But rumor has it, man, that there's a lot of things going on. Tony was saying earlier that he hears that the Saints are pursuing AJ Green. Whoa. Wow. That's all I'm going to say. What? We always talk about dynamic duos. They talk about Odell Beckham and what's the kid's name, man? Landry in Cleveland. Let me tell you something. If Drew Brees, and by the way, Drew Brees will be back. And by the way, Teddy Bridgewater is somebody I've supported since he's come into the game, and I support him wholeheartedly now after that injury. He has won all of these games. Breeze is going to come back, and you going to tell me that they have a possibility to have AJ Green and Michael Thomas? Okay. Okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would love to see it. Would love to see that. But yeah, a lot of things like that. And Tony also said, rumor has it that the Eagles are pursuing Ramsey, so we'll see. But yeah, maybe the Rams are doing something to that regard. But let me stop talking about other teams, man. Y'all are here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? So let's pull up the all 22, and whoever the caller was, no, it wasn't a caller, it was a commenter. Thank you. If you're watching tonight, thank you, man. Look, guys, I'm always open to feedback. He advised me, he said, hey, you know, maybe you can make the footage a little bigger, you know, because I can see your hat very clearly. Ha ha moment. But I got what he was saying. So I've enlarged it. But let me say this. This is a trial. And the reason why it's a trial, because I have to be honest here. This is NFL footage, right? And my channel is a monetized channel. I don't know, you know, I try to stay away from being caught up in copyrights and all of that. So that's why I try not to even keep footage on the screen for that long. I try to make it a little smaller. But we shall see. Because the worst case scenario, well, I don't even want to say, you know, don't want to get a copyright strike or nothing like that. But usually you get a warning. So we'll see what happens here. All right. So we're going to try it. If it doesn't work, if I have to go back to it being smaller, it is what it is. But all right, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's bring it up here. Boom. All right, so what we're going to look at first, man, the very first play, as you can see here, right here as indicated. 1st and 10 on the LA 25. And let's run this play and see exactly what happened here. And this is when I was feeling a little concerned too. I was like, oh Lord. All right, so look at this. Okay. And it went black on us. All 22 does that from time to time. Let's start it over. There you go. Boom. Y'all see that? Let's put it in slow-mo. Let's back it up a little bit. Now, I'm going to explain to you what I'm seeing here as far as the coverage. I believe this is a cover 3. I believe this is a cover 3. And I'm going to explain to you why. All right, boom, stop it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to see, first of all, a clear indication is you have one single man in the middle of the field. That's usually going to be a cover 3 more than likely, or perhaps a cover 1 where you would man everything underneath. Looking at how these guys are playing, especially seeing that Artie is off of the line of scrimmage, he doesn't really have anyone to cover here per se as far as lining up because they have trips right. For you guys that don't know, this guy here would be considered your number 1. Here's your number 2. Here's your number 3. Over here, the tight end is the number 1. Running back becomes the number 2. All right, now depending on how the defense is being played, match rules, concepts, etc., some teams play it differently. But if we're doing a base cover 3, meaning we're just doing spot dropping where you're just getting your depth and then you're keeping your eyes on a swivel, then for the most part, and we have an update here too, guys, on the trade. I'll get to it in a second. But for the most part, what basically happens here, man, is these guys get their depth. If this guy goes vertical, he's going to turn this into man coverage because he's playing this deep third. Minka Fitzpatrick is playing the middle of the field. He's playing the boundaries for the most part. He's playing each hash, right? And then same thing over here. Artie's responsibility is to play the deep third. But in most scenarios, they give you the opportunity to decide what's happening yourself. So depending on if, again, this is the number 1. If he goes vertical, you want to get your depth in case it's a you know a corner route. A corner route would basically be like boom and then bang. You want to get your depth there in case. But let me keep it going, man. I don't want to be too long explaining, etc., etc. But look at what happens, man. Excuse me. So just like I told you guys, boom, cover 3. Because his responsibility here, again, watch the number 1. He's going to play the deep third. He's playing the intermediate area here, the quarter flat-ish, curl flat. Now, looks like Bud Dupree is also flaring out. Looks like he's gonna do some, I don't know what Bud is doing. I don't know if he's rushing or if he's faking that he's covering the flat. Could be, you know, it could be again, kind of a hybrid type cover 3 where you're using Bud Dupree also to play the flats, and then he's just playing the intermediate area, and this could be a straight up man. Because again, cover 3 has its basic concepts, but depending on how some teams run it, like Seattle used to run it a little different, you can create your own rules. I've seen some teams where they run a cover 3, but this guy plays man regardless. Richard Sherman used to do that a lot when Seattle ran cover 3. It would be cover 3, but Richard Sherman was man all the time. That was a little different variation. But anyway, let me stop yapping, man. Keep it going. Well, look what happens here. It's 4 defenders here, right? Phillip Rivers sees it out the gate. Phillip Rivers knows what this route is. And the reason why he throws that, and for you guys that watch me do the Madden stuff, the reason why I get so upset with Madden is there's no one faster than the football. Phillip Rivers knows he has a skinny post right here or a post route. All he has to do is put it in the hole. Okay? Terrell Edmonds doesn't get as much depth. You know, he gets his depth, but he's not playing this area. So Rivers knows he has a hole shot right there. Vince Williams doesn't get over here. And if you want to give some criticism here, again, it's all about how players are diagnosing the situation. These two guys are basically looking for anything that's crossing, a crossing route. Anything that's crossing their face, anything in this area, they're going to carry that, right? They're going to jump it, anything underneath. So here's where some players can get creative. If you see that there's nothing coming your way, especially him, maybe Bush could stay at home because you never know what's going to happen here. You don't know what's going to happen back here, so you want to give Minka some help. But Vince Williams could have probably played, you know, he could have played his hand right here, and he knows there's nobody coming in front of him, so maybe cheat over here a little more. Had he done that, that might be a tougher throw. See, it's a game of inches, guys. Y'all see how close that is? It's a game of inches. So this is what I be trying to explain a lot of times, you know, and I'm going to pick on Leonard for a moment. I'm not picking on him, but, you know, a lot of times me and Leonard are watching the game a lot. Leonard always says, why can't we cover the middle? And, you know, I see most teams take that away. And I'm like, no, that's not true. We hit people over the middle as well when we pass. Ben kills zone. But that is what happens with zone coverage. There's always a hole in the zone. Always. The thing is, sometimes you play it and you cover it very well. Sometimes it might come down to somebody being a little instinctive. And then also it comes down to pressure. Let's look at it in regular speed. If pressure gets there, he can't make that throw. Zone is kind of designed to give you a little more time. Look, that's about 2 seconds, 2.5. He gets rid of it. 1, 2, 3, ball out. And it still was a tight throw. All right? I didn't mean to spend that much time on that, but let's move on. Let's move on. Let's look at this play really quick. And then after that, man, I'm going to skip to the interception by Devin Bush, and then I'm going to go down into the fourth quarter, and then I'll be done with the play. Come on, Duck. You got to make that throw. But let's see what happened here. Slow motion. Look, they running the same thing. This is pretty much cover 3. They running the same concept here. We're in 11 personnel. All right. You got 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 receivers. So the Chargers appear to be in their sub package. Yep, 2 backers, nickel guy. They play this very well. And look at that. Look at Juju. Double move. Beat him. Juju got him. For them people who say Juju is trash, watch Juju's route. I'm running it in slow motion so you can clearly see it. Check Juju out, man. Broke him down. Boom. Get on your horse. Duck. Let it go. Perfect timing on the throw, but you got to put it on him. And let me tell you something. This is a tight throw in the NFL because the safety's coming. But if you put it right on him, throw it a little further to the sideline and put it on him, Juju has room to make that catch and brace for impact. That would have been huge out the gate, because then that would have made them respect Duck like wholeheartedly. If you get hit with a whole shot like that early in the game, your approach to how you're going to play this third string quarterback changes. Didn't happen. Let's see. Let's get to the interception. No need to show the fumble recovery because we already know what happened there. Right here. Reason why I'm showing this, man, because Tyson Alulu, guys, get familiar with him. He's going to be the guy that's going to definitely, be one of the main pieces, main cog in our defense now without Stephon Tuitt. But I'm showing you this because it was him, in fact. Boom, you see that? He was the one who tipped the ball. And we'll show it from the end zone angle. That's big time right there. I'll put it in slow-mo once this guy gets across the motion. Keenan Allen there. All right, check it out. And I hope you guys are able to see it a lot better, man. And hopefully we'll keep it like this instead of me having to make it smaller again. But look at the pressure, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. At this point, they're double teaming Stephon Tuitt. No, that's Big Dan, because Big Dan played pretty well too, and Stephon was already out the game. He only had 5 snaps. But look at this. Alulu gets his hand up. Beautiful stuff here, man. And Devin Bush keeping his eyes on the ball, able to make the play, and just like that, in 1 quarter, your young rookie that you moved up all the way up inside the 10 round or 10 picks to get this guy is making plays for you already. 2 turnovers and he scores a touchdown and turns the ball over twice in 1 quarter. Devin Bush is going to be fine. He does have to work on that tackling, but somebody reminded me as well. Ryan Shazier had issues tackling early on too, so no need to panic. So all right, man, let's go ahead and move on to the 4th quarter, man. Let me see. Where do I want to start? Let's start right around the... I just saw it a little while ago. No, not us. Them. Deep middle. Here we go. 10 minutes. Actually, we'll start with this one. We'll look at a few of these plays. Oh, no, let's look at this too, because this is all in succession, like right with each other. Let's look at that interception by Duck Hodges. Should have never thrown it. He should have never thrown this ball. Trying to be greedy. Come on, Duck. You can't do that. Look at the route combination, guys, based off of this coverage. Slow motion. Look at all the depth. Like, this is this is a tremendous throw right here. Bad decision. Deep safety is reading you all the way. Now, it would be different if this was more of a seam, right? If this was more of a seam route and Holton was going to stay right in this area, then yeah. So let's say it's a seam, boom, you hit him right there. It's still risky, but you got room to fit it in here. But the fact that he's basically running an over route, you're playing into the hands of the safety. The safety's all over it. Jumps in front of it, intercepted. Bad decision. Trying to get greedy right there. All right, so let's take a look at some of these things, man, that happened to the defense. Let's see here. I don't think this one was that serious, but let's just see what this one was. This is 4th quarter, 10 minutes, 28 seconds left. That's just a good throw by Phillip Rivers. This is tight coverage right here, folks. Just a great throw by Phillip Rivers. That's a risky throw. Look at how tight. Again, the reason why I'm showing a lot of these plays, because again, I hear people say that our defense sucks They can't cover the middle of the field sometimes. Sometimes you got to give credit to the quarterback. This is a super tight throw. Edmonds is all over this. And Mike Hilton peels off of Keenan Allen. No, not Mike Hilton. Who's that right there? Mike Hilton is playing... No, okay, Devin Bush. Yeah, that was Mike Hilton. Devin Bush is playing Keenan Allen. Hilton almost gets there, but look how tight that throw is. Edmonds is in pretty good position there. It's just he can't make the play. All right, so let's look at this one. 21 yards. And they're charging Artie Burns with this reception. So let's see what happens here. Artie Burns is right here, folks. Oh, no, okay. It's saying he was brought down by Artie Burns. Okay. But look at this. This was the one I really wanted to show you guys. Look. Let's do it frame by frame. Everybody's watching the quarterback. And this is what happens with zone coverage. It's not that they're playing it bad, but that's what you're supposed to do. Again, what this is a drop zone. This is a spot drop zone because they are not getting super deep. Look, they're only dropping back 5 yards. These dudes really only dropped back 5 yards. See that? Edmonds gets back to maybe about 6 yards, but there's no depth right here. And there's no way you can expect Cam Sutton to make this play. Is no way. He's not going to make this play. Once again, look at Phillip Rivers. And pressure's even coming. Pressure's getting there. But Phillip Rivers is a veteran and savvy enough to throw it to where he thinks his guy's going to be. That's what you call elite quarterbacking. Finds the hole there. And bam. And also some people are going to say, well, what about Minka? Well, Minka's job is to play as deep as possible and jump the biggest threat. So Minka seems to be jumping this. So the underneath comes open. And the beauty of Minka Fitzpatrick, I'm comfortable with him tackling the catch. For the most part, he hasn't allowed much to get past him. There were some situations in this game, but for the most part, you know, Minka has been a very good security blanket there. Now let's get to the touchdown. And then we'll look at the other touchdown, and that'll be it, man, for the footage. I don't even know where we are as far as time, but I think we're okay. Yikes. All right, so let's look at this again, because I was blaming Artie Burns when it happened. But let's look. Right down the seam. That's Minka. And I don't know what the defense was supposed to be here. Minka's in the box, right? I don't know what this was. Let me pay closer attention to it and see maybe if we sent like a blitz. They got Minka in the box, so this is wide open right off break. But the issue is nobody gets back there to cover the middle. We got TJ Watt covering the underneath. So I'm thinking it doesn't look like man. It looks like zone. Did we blitz somebody? Yeah, we blitzed blood. We blitzed Bud. So this is a zone. No, it's only 3. Only 3 people rushed. So this is a 3-man drop. Why is everybody bunched up here? And like I said, I tried to blame Artie, but this isn't Artie's fault. Not his fault. Looks like Minka and both TJ were kind of covering the same area here. See, Minka went underneath. So I'm not mad at that. However, what this could have been, and let me see. Let me see who ends up picking up Keenan Allen here. This is Edmonds. I was gonna say it might have been. It's not though. It's not an invert. So I don't know what happened there. I have no idea, man. But that's why we gave up that touchdown. Let's look at the next one. I don't know what was going on there. Could have been a miscommunication, but these things happen. You know, Minka is still new. So let's look at the other one. This one we can see much more because they got 4 wide. They got the tight end inside there. Oh yeah, we knew what this one was. We saw this one in real time. Cam Kelly gets gets abused. This is straight man coverage here. It's cover 2 man. How do I know that? Some people are asking. Well, look at the defenders. You're going to man him. You're going to man him. You're going to man him. These 2 guys are playing deep. This is cover 2 man. Cam Kelly has Henry all by himself. The job of the safety is try to read the most threatening route. It's hard to do that in this situation. Because let me show you something. At this point, you don't know which route is the most compromising. You don't know if this is going to be a post. Now, some people might say, well, you should always play the inside. Well, if you do that, what if this is the corner route? You understand what I'm saying? You know, safeties are in compromising positions in these situations. But as you can see, Henry puts a nice move, not even a real good move. He just swimmed Cam Kelly. Cam Kelly gets too, overextended, and there it is. Let's look at it from the end zone view. Pressure almost got there, but he beats Cam Kelly silly. Beats him like a drum. And there you have it. There you have it. So just wanted to show a few of those plays there, guys. That took a little longer than I expected. We're sitting at 36 minutes, so we don't have as much time as I expected. I'm going to try to, reduce that time. But I think you guys enjoy the film segment, and I'll ask you guys that later. Let me know if you enjoyed. If not, we'll try to shorten it up. But let's get to a few calls. Excuse me. And of course, guys, since, we don't have a lot of time, be mindful of the time, please. In and out. Quick 1-minute comments. In and out. And first up, we have area code 443. What you got for us tonight?
What's up, Sim? It's Gold Drip. I just want to touch on, it was a key 3rd down. I think it had to be in the 4th. I don't know if it was a read option call by Fiedner or if it was just a run and Duck kept it, but I thought that was a nice wrinkle to have. The Jordan Berry punt, I don't think he's good at all, but that punt was great and great job. I think it was Holton who down there at the 1. But it seems like the defense does good until like good quarterbacks need a drive or need something. It's like, I don't know what happens. I don't know if the defense was gassed, which it shouldn't be because the offense was moving up and down the field. But it's like the really good, top 4 or 5 quarterbacks seem to always get the Steelers, like Brady, Rivers, Wilson. Like, whenever they need to score, they can do it. And last thing was Artie Burns is still Artie Burns, but he played decent for himself. And can we please have Cameron Sutton return kicks? I know it's not really a Tomlin thing to do because I don't remember ever seeing DBs back there, but you can tell from the interception return that it's probably better. He probably wouldn't take a fair catch every time like other people. I'm not going to say any names, but that's all.
Definitely, man. And yeah, that little wrinkle play, I know what you're talking about. I do remember that when, Duck kept it. Great, and this dude can run a little bit. I don't know. I wouldn't call him mobile, but he can run a little bit. So, yeah, little wrinkles like that, man. We're definitely going to have to start introducing some more things. And I'll get into that next week. Obviously, we don't have a game this week, so I'm not going to get into that game plan yet. But, yeah, appreciate the call. And real quick, guys, just to remind everybody and remind myself as well, quick, fast. Let's get in and out because we got 6 more calls in the queue. Right now, we're going to take area code 814. What you got for us?
Hey, man, are you there?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Hey. I thought that the game was good. I thought that our DBs I think that they were able to step up at times, but there are times that they play too low. I think that I like the running game. I think we need to put some DBs to return the kicks and punts. But overall, I like the team.
I think this team is able to make the playoffs, I think, in a weak AFC North. Obviously, that just got better with the Ravens, but, yeah, I think we can do it. Subscribe, guys. Got to do it.
Man, definitely appreciate the endorsement there. Subscribe. Yeah, listen to the man. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah, man. I'm not ready to say that yet about us making the playoffs. A little too early, but the fact that you say you think we can, wait, maybe we can. You look at the schedule, it doesn't look like we are up against it. These teams look beatable. It's just, the odds just don't say that we'll be able to get as many wins as we need. But weak division could be the key to us to get in there. You guys remember a few years back, I don't remember when it was, but one of those divisions, remember that somebody got in at 7-9 because they won a division? Anything's possible. Real quick before we continue, man, I just wanted to read the trade information. I know you guys have probably already discussed it. Like we said, Kenyon even said it earlier, Jalen Ramsey went to the Rams, which makes sense why they traded Marcus Peters. So they says it's happening. Former Jaguars Jalen Ramsey is being traded to the Los Angeles Rams for 2 first-round picks in 2020 and 2021 and a 4th pick in 2021 as well. Wow, that's a lot to give up. But let me tell you, Jalen Ramsey is definitely worth trading for. I don't know if I give up that much. 2 first-rounders and a 4th for just him, because it sounds like there's nothing else in return. But we shall see. He's young. They're going to have to pay him. Because if I'm not mistaken, and you guys help me out, this is his 4th season, right? 3rd or 4th, but either way, within the next 2 years, even if it's his 3rd, you're going to have to pay him. We shall see, man. The Rams have done these crazy things before, but yeah, there it is. But all right, man, let me stop yapping and get back to the calls. Keep it quick, guys. Next up, area code 803. What you got for us?
Hey, brother, how you doing this evening?
Good, man. How you doing?
I was pretty good. I was very, very happy what I see from our running game and the screen passing game. That's not a lot of screens I see from Big Ben when he's out there. But I like to see our running game. I like how the offense and defensive linemen were both getting off the ball. That's what we have to do to win. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks we work out some wrinkles, get our passing game back up to the 1980s. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the call. Yeah, man, switch up the plan a little bit, man. Like you said, throw some screens and keep doing some things like that. The little swing passes were working, to the running backs. Feetner is going to have to keep mixing it up and keep reinventing things, if that makes sense. We just got to get as far away from the Ben Roethlisberger offense as we can, because these two guys are not Ben Roethlisberger. Next up, area code 973. What you got for us?
Yeah, hello. How you doing tonight?
Good, man. What's going on?
Well, I got 2 quick things. Juju, I love him to death, but he's not the number 1. Juju has 8 off Antonio Brown play. And then I want to get your opinion on Mike Tomlin. Rumored Daniel Snyder really wants him. And would you give him up for a 1st, 2nd, 3rd round pick? That's it.
Definitely appreciate your call, man, and I will respond to both really, really quick. We've had this conversation before. I don't know if you've called before, so I don't want to do that. But about the whole Juju thing, my only question is, what are you guys looking to see out of Juju as a number 1? And I want y'all to put that in the comments. And if you guys could do me a favor, if you can remember to do that at the end of the calls when I say, all right, let's look at the chat. I want to hear from you guys. What are you seeing from him that doesn't make him a number 1 receiver? And take this into consideration. Of course, he's not a number 1 as Antonio Brown was. Of course, he ate off of, Antonio Brown's success. Many receivers around the league do that, right? He's maybe not that caliber, but also I just want to know, what is it that makes you feel that way? And also take this into consideration. We're not running the type of offense that's going to make Juju the number 1 receiver right now. He's not getting many attempts. I just showed you a play where, the double move got him wide open. Hodges missed him. So I'm just saying, you got to take in consideration the way the offense is being ran now with run heavy, and 1 week it was wildcat and flip passes, and the wide receivers are not the focus. So I don't even know if we're able to determine that as of yet with no Roethlisberger. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think we can determine what Juju is or isn't yet until we see that there's a clear attempt to push the ball down the field. Just my thoughts. All right, guys, real quick, man. The next one, area code 931. What you got for us?
Hey, what's up, Sim, man? It's your boy, Rough House Boxing TV, man. I'm going to do it real quick, man. With the absence of Tuitt going to IR, man, what do you think that does to our pass rush? Because our boys were able to shut down San Diego, but their offensive line is beyond trash. Them boys is landfill, real talk. And then, too, man, I just saw earlier today that Marcus Peters got traded to the Ravens, bro. That kind of put a little worry in my spirit, you know what I'm saying? And also, man, to talk for the last caller, man, yeah, if Duck would have gotten that pass to Juju on the double move, we'd be talking completely different about Juju's performance in that game from yesterday, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the homie Sim. If you're not subscribed to Sim, you're flipping on your pimping, man. Smash that subscribe button, you know what I'm saying, that bell icon, man. And y'all already know what it is. I am that boy Box. This is Rough House Boxing TV. Man, y'all make sure y'all stop by the house. Just remember to wipe your feet and close the door behind you. And I'm out. Cheers.
Appreciate it, Rough House, man. And people love your sign off there, man. I'm just letting you know that. So look forward to saying that every time. Real quick, I forgot to answer the Tomlin question, and I'm going to come right back to what my man just said about Tuitt being out and how it's going to affect the pass rush. We talked about Tomlin in the past, again, before, but like I said, I don't want to assume that every time I do a show that's the same, viewers, could be new viewers or what have you. It's a rumor. I don't see the Rooneys doing that, so it's really hard for me to entertain it. I mean, if you're talking about a team giving up their first, second, and third, you might have to listen, but the question still has to be, do the Rooneys have someone in place? Is it something that they've been thinking about, or is it something that, we heard he wants to be traded, and now they got to scramble to try to find a coach? That's why I don't see that happening. I just don't. But, yeah, that's how I feel about that. Also, yeah, Tuitt going down is going to hurt our pass rush, I do believe. If you guys have been paying attention, the Steelers have been getting pressure this year with 4. Stephon Tuitt is a huge part of that. I could find a play in every one of our previous games where that dude was pretty much unblockable. It's going to hurt. Maybe Alualu can step up. Maybe we can see what Bugs can do. We're going to see some situations now where they're going to have Hargrave on the outside. So it might be Hargrave, McCullers, and Cam. It might be Hargrave, maybe LT Walton in the middle. That's why I was saying it's going to be interesting to see who is going to dress now that LT Walton is signed. We'll see. But it's going to affect us. Absolutely, it's going to affect us. Next up, and we got about 3 more in the queue, and that might be all we take, man. Just looking at the time. Keep it short, guys. Area code 313. What you got for us?
Hey, Sam, what's going on, buddy?
Good. What's going on, man?
Not much. This is your boy from Detroit. I was just giving you a holler out. Yeah, I was looking at everything, and when you was going over the All-22, looking at the defense, yes, it take a little bit more film study. That them guys just need to get a little bit deeper drop. That touchdown you were just showing, T.J. Watt and them need to get, instead of that little 5, they need at least get 7 to 8. Going back in the past, LeVon Kirkland was real good at that. That comes through film study. Yeah. When a team like the Texans in the middle, that's what, you're exposing how they can get that, because the linebacker's not going to get a deeper drop. So you got to expect that. This is what you look through all through the week, going through with the defense, that he likes to attack downfield. So if I'm going against a quarterback that attacks downfield, I need to get a deeper drop. Instead of 5, they need to get that 8, that right in between, and not give you a little leeway that you can tackle or get to the ball, or he got to make a different decision with the football. That's all, I was just looking at, man. And you guys keep it up. I appreciate you guys. Football is good this year. We're going through it, but we're going to have a changeover one time. Some of them getting to the end, but we got some players that's now stepping up. I love Bush draft and everything. So just give it a little time, fellas. We got the second half. This is when I'm looking for some of them hopefully to start growing and get more playing time. Yeah, we're going to miss to it, but it's going to be good. So y'all have a blessed one. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, and I donate to you, brother. I got your back. Good talking to you. Peace out.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call and absolutely appreciate the donation, man. Anytime you guys do that, you don't understand, man, how grateful I am for that. Let me say this really quick, guys, because we're running out of time. We've got about 10 minutes left. We're going to take 3 more calls. So anybody who's listening right now, I can't take any more calls after area code 540. So we're going to hit 202-732 and then 540. And guys, I need you guys to rapid fire. Quick, in and out. All right, but yeah, definitely let's sit back and see what the team is going to do from here on out, man. And speaking of that depth, yeah, they got to drop a little deeper. And some of these guys got to use their instincts. You know, that's what made Palomalu great. He didn't just play his assignment. You know, you got to recognize what's happening on the field, but it starts with what you said, getting deeper. You know, you just want to affect the throw. You drop back a little deeper. Maybe Rivers thinks twice about that because our back end is close. Our back end hasn't been like blown away. They're right there. So when you guys saw it in that film, tight throws. But all right, man, area code 202, what you got for us?
What's going on, Sam?
Nothing much, man.
Hey, man, look, I ain't going to take too long, man, but I do appreciate what you're doing, man. I enjoy the show. I try to check you out every time you come on live. But real quick, man, one thing that I want to get on real quick. The big plays on defense. What I kind of noticed, when our offensive line early in the game put pressure on the quarterback, our defense, our secondary, we don't have many issues. It's late in the game when our offensive line start to get gassed a little bit that, you know, we're not putting that much pressure. The quarterback's got a little bit more time to go ahead and move that ball. Secondly, the awareness on defense. You notice that play that Bush picked up that lateral pass? He was the only one running to the ball.
Yeah.
Everybody else kind of was like, you know, okay, the play was dead, but he had that awareness to realize, like, nah, that was a lateral pass and end up getting us in the end zone. Now, lastly, the dude said something about Juju not being a number one. Now, here's my thought on that. Yeah, Juju had AB last year that he could eat off of and all that other good stuff. Ain't nobody checking Juju one-on-one out here. Not with no third-string quarterback at that. Like, what do you expect him to do? Our other receivers ain't really putting up nothing to where Juju don't have to be doubled and tripled. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think, he's dealing with a third-string quarterback. Even with a second-string quarterback, it ain't Big Ben at the end of the day. But go ahead, do your thing, man. I'm going to keep tuning in, man. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call. Yeah, man, you got to take those things into consideration, guys. You know, and I don't think this offense this year has shown us that Juju is not the guy. Like I said, when we get to a point where we're pushing the ball down the field more and Mason got all type of room back there, I mean, we could see what the plan is and Juju just not getting open, then we could talk. But I don't think we can say that yet. And area code 941 and 717, apologize, guys. I can't get to your call tonight because I'm about to end the show after these next 2 calls. Got to stay within that hour. I will definitely get you guys. I hope to get you guys on the next one. And for the last 2 callers, again, guys, I know everybody wants to, you know, get all of their points out, and I love them all, but we have to keep it close. And remember, I told y'all this would happen. Keep them short, man, like a minute or less, so we can get as many people in as possible. Area code 732, what you got for us?
Wait, hold on.
Hello, are you there?
Hello?
What you got? What you got, man? Come on.
Oh, yeah, this is the Joker. My name was Sammy before, you remember me?
The Joker. I think so. I can't say I remember 100%.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my name was Sammy in the chat before. I commented a couple times, but my question is to it. How much of an effect do you think that will have on the run defense with him being out? And the defense has looked solid against the Chargers, and I think they have a really high potential to probably go to the playoffs. And yeah, that's all I got.
Definitely appreciate the call, man. I'll be really quick with that before I get 540. It's going to affect us, no doubt. Will it be a huge effect, like a tremendous blow? I'm not sure about that because other guys are playing well. Alualu is playing well. Even Big Dan has played decent. And really in the run game, Bud Dupree. You know, I'm going to call him 48 when we talk about pass rushing. But when we talk about run defense, Bud Dupree, man, Bud has been doing his thing, and Vince Williams. Vince, guys, I'm telling you, if you have the opportunity to invest in the All-22, just watch the game that way. Vince Williams is coming downhill, taking on the pulling guards, and we'll be fine, I think. But yes, it's going to hurt. It's definitely going to hurt without having to it. Last call, area code 540. What you got for us?
Hey, Sam, what's going on?
Good. How you doing?
It's more AGWS, and I just want to say, I think Tuitt being out is going to help Javon Hargrave get more chances and potentially earn a contract. And also, the Browns losing to Seattle. They also lost to the 49ers, which are the two teams we lost to. They, I don't think, can beat New England. I don't think they also beat the Jets, and I think we have a chance to beat the Jets. And the one game that's separating us two is probably that Ravens game. And the Ravens, I don't think, can beat Seattle because they have to go travel to Seattle. I don't think they can beat San Francisco, and I don't think they can beat New England. And so, really, we just have to win our division games, and we can really win the division. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, man, definitely thank you for your call, and that's a great way to look at it. We have to win the division. It's also scary to say that we can't lose again. You know, we got to sweep the division, which is going to be tough as far as the remaining games. So that's Cleveland twice. That's the Ravens again. That's Cincinnati again. Yes, they're winnable games, but again, we're still saying that we're going to have to win these next games. You know, so it's going to be tough, but again, like you said, there's a lot of teams that they still have to play. As far as the Ravens, they are the ones in the lead. Cleveland, you never know, they might peak later. We'll have to see, but that's going to definitely have to be our road to the playoffs, is try to win the division and hope there's some help outside of the stadium. And as far as Hargrave has played enough to earn a contract. I think the Steelers were in a situation where, A, they know it's going to cost. They might not want to spend that much money on that position, you know, traditional nose. And B, it's going to be a lot tougher for us to re-sign him if he hits free agency. That's just the reality. You know, unless the Steelers open up that wallet, it's going to be a lot tougher. Hargrave's price tag will be up. So I don't expect him to be back with the Steelers unless he wants to be there and unless they offer him money that he's cool with. So there you have it. But all right, guys, really quick, man. Really quick. Let's read a few of the chats. We'll get out of here. Let's give a round of applause, though, man, to, who was it? Daryl Dukes. Round of applause to Daryl Dukes for the donation. Appreciate it. Appreciate that donation, man. So let's read some chats here, man. Debbie says, why are the Saints looking at AJ? Already got Mike Thomas unless the Bungles are unloading. And AJ has been hurt each of the last few seasons. You know, that's a great point, Debbie. That is a great point. I mean, even I came on here and I said, wow, if they get him, it's going to be a problem. But let's not forget that he has been hurt. He's hurt right now. I mean, I guess he's on his way back, but very good point. Russ Oberstein says, agree he was Kenyan, but didn't think you could change a call on field once it called a touchdown unless it was... Okay, y'all to talk about something you guys were discussing. Kenyon says, Steelers only make trade-up moves if they identify a target that they can't wait for. Yep, I agree with that. And we look at the evidence. Look at the guys we've traded up to get in, you know, in the last 15, 20 years, and that'll show you those were the guys they wanted. Marcus Jones says, Sim, do you think Duck going to be the starter after the bye? No, I do not. It's Mason Rudolph's job to lose. And I'm not going off of who I like better. I'm going off of just football. Like I said on the post-game show, in case you guys missed it on Sunday, Duck Hodges didn't do anything in that game that Mason Rudolph hasn't and can't do. His performance didn't make me say he needs to be the starter. He managed the game. We ran the football. That was it. And when he took a shot down the field, got it picked off. Now I like his poise and all of that I don't feel like we can't win with him back there because we can have a game plan that suits it. But for me to say that he should start over Rudolph, nope, I don't think so. I didn't see anything Sunday to make me believe that. And speaking of Sunday, I know a lot of us are optimistic now. You know, we did beat a good team, but let's not forget, and one of the callers mentioned it too, the offensive line for the Chargers was broken up. You know, no Mike Pouncey. A couple other guys were out. They had guys sliding over to center that don't play center normally. We were supposed to dominate them. So let's get back to seeing how we do against, you know, fair competition, if you will. Now, again, I can't just outright say that, so I'm going to contradict my own statement because the Chargers are very talented offensively. And we still did a good job to go into their house, shut down that offense, and do what we did to that defense. So I'm not going to take credit away from us, but I'm just saying I'm not going to get overly optimistic either. Drew Cagle says, what do you think happens if Mason balls out the rest of the season? Does he take Ben Roethlisberger's job? Absolutely not. Ben Roethlisberger will be the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers until his contract is up. We might as well put that to bed. Jesse George says, I don't think Duck has enough God-gifted physical skills to beat out Mason Rudolph. I feel the same. He hasn't showed it. Rojon says, except throwing into tight coverage and getting a first down when needed, Mason hasn't done that yet. Listen, guys, we all have a difference of opinion. That's fine. All I ask is go watch the film. I want somebody to decisively show me where Duck Hodges has outperformed Mason Rudolph. Like, where it's a clear, like, runaway. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see it. Real Fact says, Sim, I'm looking for more from Washington when he gets back. He has the most chemistry with Mason. I've been disappointed with him so far. Now, Real, that's fair. Even with all of the changes as far as the scheme and all that with Mason Rudolph coming in, that's still fair to say those two guys should be more on the same page. Yes, I'm in agreement with you there. What else, guys? I'm going to read a few more and then I'm out of here. Daryl Duke says, we need to see more Benny Snell if the offensive line gets better. Absolutely. Absolutely. Brick says he liked Dobbs. See, guys, everybody's opinion is different. Let me tell you something. Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges, in my opinion, looked better than Joshua Dobbs did against the Raiders last year. I know it's just one game, but I'm saying it's not always how they perform, it's how they handle things. Mason Rudolph is poised and comfortable. Duck Hodges shows some of that as well. I didn't get that feeling from Dobbs when he came in and played real-time action. Just didn't look that way to me. I feel like Duck Hodges might have won that Raiders game. Mason Rudolph might have won that Raiders game. Dobbs completely fell apart. Whatever. One more. Connor says, Drew says, I like Connor, but we might need to let him walk and go with Snell when time comes. We'll see. We'll see. Is Tony Brooks taking Switzer's spot? I don't know. The bye week might tell us a lot, man. Might tell us a lot. I'm in favor of somebody challenging him. And then Trey Briggs says, we need a new change of pace running back, just like in the Todd Haley days. What happened to that? I feel you. I definitely feel you on that. I feel like we got a lot of the same, like, you know, Connor and Snell are kind of cut from the same cloth. Jalen Samuels gives you a little extra, but there's not really that true change of pace type of guy. And the last one here, guys, Gabe Hilliard says, thanks for your time, Sim. Love the content. Keep it up. Okay, appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. I'll read one more actual comment. Somebody give me something, and then we'll get out of here. I don't think the Munchak loss is as significant as some are making it. You know, his understudy who was there with him the entire time is the coach, Sean Charette. So I don't, how much changed, you know, but could. All right, one more, man. Somebody give me something. Drew Wilson says, I think we should sign Bud Dupree, man. He finally getting it right. Don't be surprised, folks. Bud Dupree is going to be a tricky one. Is he going to have a market? He might be playing well enough for the Steelers to like him. We shall see. Probably not. You know, he's probably going to have a price tag. I don't see them reaching past. He's going to at least demand what his tag is. He's going to at least demand $9 million a year. I don't know if the Steelers are going to pay that much, but we shall see. But all right, man, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. Y'all know how we do. At the end, I just give you some quick announcements. Number one, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Like my man says, you slipping on your pimping. Make sure you subscribe. Go ahead and be a part of the home team, man. We'll welcome you with open arms. If you are subscribed or once you subscribe, make sure you cut on the notifications. Click on that bell notification so you know when videos are streaming, or if it's a pre-recorded video, it's available for upload. Also, make sure you hit the like button, man. Please, please, please hit the like button. That helps me out tremendously. As well as if you dislike it, do that as well. We've gotten a few of those throughout the week too. I welcome all opinions. All right. And last but not least, if you would like to donate, like some of the good people here did tonight, like Jesse George just did, round of applause. If you like to donate, appreciate that. Always appreciate that, man. Hit the the $sign down at the bottom of the chat if you want to donate on YouTube. If you prefer not to donate on YouTube, if PayPal or Cash App is your thing, I have that information available as well. It is in the description. All right. So always appreciate it. Never required. However, that's going to do it for tonight's show. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Good night. And man, Daryl Dukes is round of applause again, man. Daryl Dukes has donated 3 times tonight. So he's donated in excess of $30, man. Wholeheartedly appreciate it. But let me at least tell you guys this. I just have to say this because some people have asked. Some people have always asked, is this the best way to donate? My thing is, whatever is convenient for you guys, do it. If you ask me what's the best, like if your intention is to donate to me and me only, PayPal and Cash App is a better option only because YouTube takes a chunk of this. But I cannot tell you how to do it. Whatever is comfortable for you guys, that's why there's 3 options. All right? If you do it at all. But outside of that, man, have a great night. God bless. Good night. And I thank you for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday. Peace.